You are live. Good morning, good morning. Hopefully, the background noise is not going to be too bad on this. I have my earbuds in and I'm outside, and there's a lot of background noise behind me. Hopefully, my earbuds in will muffle out some of the sound. If it's bad and it's loud, please let me know. Put it in the comments and I can see. I can see comments. Anyways, I'll give it a few seconds. See if anybody chimes in on this. I'm just gonna talk like I did yesterday. I don't have my tripod out, so you'll have to bear with some of the movements here. It's kind of mosquito-y too, but just gonna shoot from the hip. Just some things. And then I saw a post that I shared as well, I think yesterday, and it popped back up this morning, and it's just relevant. So I figured I would highlight a few things on it because I get asked a lot of questions about my thoughts and stances on things and how I turned into this, or like why I think the way I think and believe in the things that I believe in. And I hate typing things like that, so I'd rather have a conversation, which is why we have free thinkers, because we like to have conversations. um so obviously I've been pretty passionate about the abortion issue that just happened here in Texas. The abortion banning essentially just happened here in Texas, amongst a whole bunch of other things. Vaccine mandates, um, vaccines, period. The use, the I don't even want to say efficacy of them, but injuries, deaths related to. So I speak my mind um, quite often. So I've been talking about some of those things lately. Well, last night this post come across my page, and I was like, duh, right? But the reality is I realize it's not duh for everybody. I've been on this journey of what people call a conspiracy theorist, or just one of those kind of people. I've been on this for decades. This didn't just start. For a lot of people, I heard a quote years ago. It says, "We can't all wake up at the same time." And I have believed that to be true every second of every day since the first time I heard that. So you never know where somebody is on their journey. Um, so me saying duh when I read this post yesterday was only, maybe duh to me, but it wasn't to a lot of other people. And I've had people ask a lot of questions, like I said, over the years about certain things. So I figured I'd address some of these things. 2 weeks ago on Free Thinkers, so 2 shows ago, the pro-vax, anti-vax show that we did was a great show. Please go watch that and share it if you haven't seen it. It's on the Free Thinkers page. It's on our YouTube page. If you go to my page and probably type in the word pro-vax, it'll pop up. But I was asked in that conversation if basically there's anything that the government could do at any point to make me trust them or believe that what they're doing is for good. And absolutely no, nothing. There's nothing the government could ever do that would make me believe that they have any good intentions for us. They don't. I rambled off a few reasons why I thought that, and I think some good points were certainly made. I think that people who do not live in denial can certainly see that there's a lot of fucked up stuff that our government allows to happen to us by multiple ways, that we should all be questioning a lot of things. But again, everybody's on a different journey, right? We're in different places of our journey, so who's to say where one should or shouldn't be? But I know where I am. um, so I gave some reasons as to why, of course, I would never trust our government, and why they should not be trusted, and why I think that their credibility is shot. That's something my dad always taught us: is your credibility. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You ain't worth a shit. And the government's credibility ain't worth a shit. None. Zero. The things that they do to us and allow to be done to us is um, shit. Words I want to use, it'll probably, get me kicked off here. So, with that being said, and that being for me the basis of how I judge a lot of the things that I judge and participate in, or advocate for, or advocate against, I wanted to read this post and break down some of the things that were in this post, because again, some of this may be new for some people. For some of us, none of this is new. But again, I encourage people to think logically versus emotionally. Tap into your intuition, tap into your gut. What does this feel like when you hear it? We are a very lazy country. We're a very lazy group of people. That doesn't mean everybody's lazy because someone's gonna get butt hurt. Like, there's always somebody that gets butt hurt. Hit dog on holler every time. It doesn't mean that we're necessarily lazy, but we don't do the acts and commit to the things that we should commit to for there to be better, right? We're convenience people. We're a convenience culture, a convenience society. We want, we don't want to do shit. Whatever. It's easy to be lazy. It's easy to be, use convenience. So, I lost my train of thought with that. But, with that being said, because we are a lazy-minded society, it's easy we're easy target. We're easy prey. Super easy prey. We're easy target. So, when would I ever trust the government? All right, it says, when the government stops allowing food to be sprayed with known carcinogens. And this is on my page, this is on Freethinkers, this is all over the place, you can find this. I didn't write this. But it says, when the government stops allowing our food to be sprayed with known carcinogens. If you don't know this, you should know this. And if you do know this, I don't know why you're not questioning everything, basically, if you know this. They definitely put things in our foods, and they spray the foods, and they put the chemicals and the pesticides and all of these things, they're in our foods. All of these things, known carcinogens. When the government stops allowing our food to be sprayed with known carcinogens, why would they even allow us to ingest cancer-causing agents? That's weird. But I'm going to trust them. When the government stops allowing our food to be sprayed with known carcinogens, this is your FDA, this is your USDA, this is your what's the dairy farmers? This is your, I guess that's USDA. That's all of your meat, your dairy, your produce, all of them. Who makes the laws? Who makes the laws? Who pushes the laws? Who are your legislators? Who are your politicians? Who are your lobbyists? Who's protected? Who's not protected? Who gets cancer? Who has to pay for cancer? Who dies from cancer? Who can't cure cancer? But the government allows food to be sprayed with known carcinogens. But they'll allow us to get cancer. Okay. They could just stop using those types of things, right? Convenience, though. Mass production. We're not farmers. We're fucking, producers. When the government stops approving GMOs and processed foods at our grocery shelves, why in God's green earth are they allowing GMOs and processed foods? GMOs and processed foods kill us faster. GMO, genetically modified organism. Genetically modified organism. I think that's what the O stands for. It's what it always stands for me. Again, you can always correct me if I'm wrong. Genetically modified food. Lab created, spliced, diced, and certainly lost its nutritional value, lost its origin. It's been filled with other things to make up for the rest of what it lost in splicing and dicing with something else. It's had the natural taken out and the artificial put in. Genetically modified organisms, food, genetically modified food. This goes from your fish, this goes to anything that is not an actual true product, chemical, seed, anything organically grown. And not necessarily the word organic, but that's always helpful. Hence, you're sprayed with no carcinogens. GMOs and processed foods, boxed foods, pre-cooked foods, canned foods, frozen foods, foods that have sodium so fucking high that one meal is like 2 days worth what a normal person should probably consume for sodium. Fat, calories, absolutely dense of nutrients. There's nothing in there. They allow that shit. And I get it. I get food deserts. I get food scarcity. I get it. I totally fucking do. I do. Why are we not supporting building gardens and co-ops and planting? And I mean, yes, those things take time, but we've been killing each other at the grocery stores. You have to know how to shop the grocery store. You have to know how to read labels. So when the government stops approving GMOs and processed foods for grocery shelves, um, processed foods, I think my son was like 7-ish when the kitchen had to change. And if you know our story, you know our story, but I won't go into drug out ass details or whatever, but that's when the kitchen got stripped and replaced. And like my youngest is like maybe had Kool-Aid twice in his life. Doesn't make me happy because I love Kool-Aid. But that red dye, artificial colors, that sugar, all that shit. Want to have a fucked up kid and send them straight to the dentist and to a grave? Consume diets full of processed foods and GMOs. And I get it. I know people have to eat. I understand that. We have to come up with a solution. But them types of foods is not it. And who makes the laws? Who are the lobbyists? Who are the politicians? Those people, the GMO, Monsanto, those people, same people that spray the carcinogens and makes the weed killers. When the government bans cigarettes instead of cannabis, I don't care how you feel about cannabis, whether you think it's a drug, not a drug, should be legalized, not legalized, doesn't fucking matter. If you can have alcohol, you can have cannabis. But why on God's green earth did they legalize tobacco? Why on God's green earth did they allow people to make money off of the sale of a product that will guarantee kill you if you smoke it long enough? If you use this product long enough, it will absolutely 100% kill you. 100%. Cause a host of illness and injury. And man, why would the government allow that? How much money do they make off cigarettes? Yeah, I'm never going to trust them. Their credibility is fucking shot. When the government bans weed killers containing chemicals linked to cancer, so it goes back to spraying shit on foods. Look up your main store shelf pesticides, bug killers, weed and insect killers, shit that you can spray on your gardens, on your lawns. Oh God, it's the worst thing you could ever do to our earth is to put that shit on your yards. But we do because we want these beautiful green yards. You don't even go outside. I'm just saying. The weed killers. It literally poisons the fucking water. Changes the organic makeup of the grass, the trees, the weeds, the soil, changes the alkalinity, the pH balance, all of these things damaged. Look around. Weed killers are sprayed every fucking where. Everywhere. When the government reverses the rollout of 5G. A lot of people are new to 5G. A lot of people think 5G is complete conspiracy, tinfoil hat to the fullest extreme. It is not. You need to look up 5G. You need to look up what the 5G radiation does. You need to look up what the illness looks like. You need to look up how far 5G can reach, so why they have to put so many towers in. You have to look up what 5G does to the water molecules in the air, water molecules in the body, the frequency of 5G. There's just so much around 5G. And with all these things that I've mentioned so far, why the fuck would the government be doing anything good for us? You think they care about our speedy communications? 5G is a weapon, whether you like it or not. Look it up. When the government stops allowing chemtrails in our sky. Hello, my friend posted this morning, and I've got a couple too. Shit, now that I look up. My friend posted this morning. I don't know if he was at home or at the studio, so he was over by Del Valley or over on the east side, and has a sky full of chemtrails. I mean, it would make sense because the kids are back in school, so of course they got to hit them while they're all in one place. But chemtrails. Let's see if I can flip my. I don't know if I can even do that when I'm on StreamYard. But there's chemtrails in the sky. If you don't know what they are, that's amazing to me. But look up chemtrails. Chemtrails is the spraying of chemicals in the sky. People say, no, those are just for jet planes. Not when they look like a fucking waffle. Jet planes don't do that. I don't live near an airport. I shouldn't have that many. It shouldn't look like a peanut butter cookie in the sky. Those are chemtrails. Why? What are they spraying? For what? And then to deny them means whatever they are spraying certainly isn't good. Why y'all spraying these fucking chemtrails? What's in here? What kind of particles are we about to absorb in to our skin and breathe in and be on all of our outdoor surfaces? When will I trust the government? When the government stops allowing chemtrails into our sky. All right, next one. When the government stops allowing medical journal editors, ethics board members to be paid by pharmaceutical companies. Heh, fucking low. Hello, right there. When the government stops allowing medical journal editors, so the people that write all these fucking journals that y'all swear they're the experts. They've been researching it for 190 million fucking years. They are the absolute creme de la creme. There is nobody smarter, better, or more believable than them. Some of these people are fucking paid to write what they write. And you know this. When the government stops allowing medical journal editors and ethics board members to be paid by pharmaceutical companies, that is a violation in itself. That's an ethical violation in itself. Ethics board members to be paid by pharmaceutical companies is a fucking conflict of interest. That is an ethical violation in itself. But yet, these are the people that if you report certain things to, get to say, oh, well, no, we're okay with that. You know, it's okay that this doctor has written 90 million fucking prescriptions for opiates this month. It's okay. It's okay. People are in pain. Ethics board members to be paid by pharmaceutical companies. Why are pharmaceutical companies paying anybody? What would the point in that be? For you to work for them? Oh, which means you push drugs. You're a drug dealer. You just have a really big fucking student loan debt because you went to college to become a drug dealer, as opposed to the drug dealers that we know who are, you know, slanging on the street or online or however they do it. Like, you're just one that has a medical degree. And these are the people that you trust so fucking much because they're the doctors and I believe everything that they say because they would never steer me wrong. Or people will say, you think they're all in on it? Absolutely not. They all don't need to be in on it. We all know a good doctor. That's like saying, are all cops bad? I mean, yes, but everybody swears they know a good one. When the government stops allowing medical journal editors and ethics board members to be paid by pharmaceutical companies. Okay. When will I trust the government? I won't. Well, then don't go to the doctor. I don't. But if I had to, I would. But I don't. Thankfully, right now, we're good. But I know how to fucking pick a doctor. You can tell who is paid and who still loves their profession. You could do that in any profession, but certainly in the helping profession. Once they get sold out and bought out, you can tell. When the government stops allowing known endocrine disruptors into our hygiene and cosmetics projects, honey, look at the back of your soap, lotion, shampoo, conditioner. That's just the external shit. Lipstick, mascara, face wash, mouthwash, toothpaste, baby. I mean, the amount of aluminum and toxins and chemicals and artificial fucking lab made things that make your toothpaste bubble because it feels better when you brush your teeth. Like all of these things, endocrine disruptors, this is your endocrine system. This relates to how your body responds and fights off its strength, its weakness. It's kind of like an engine to allow chemicals in our everyday products, baby foods, baby formulas. Man, they're in everything. Everything. They allow those things to be in there. And they get paid by the companies, of course, that produce these products. When the government stops gaslighting parents of kids who have been injured by toxic ingredients found in biologics, when the government stops gaslighting parents, making fun of parents, poking fun of parents, mocking parents, ignoring parents, telling parents that they're fucking crazy, that this is not why your kid now has injury 1 through 7,000 of kids who have been injured by toxic ingredients found in biologics. I will forever I will forever blame some childhood illnesses on childhood vaccines. Forever. I will forever. People say, oh, but you're fine, your kid's fine, our parents are fine. I do believe that there were generational differences in quality and control of vaccines that were given to our parents and to us. And I do. My daughter's about to be 25. About there is where the fucking line is drawn. That's where things start to change. Between my daughter and my son, they're 10 years apart. Went from like one shot every couple, 6, 8 months, and like maybe once a year and then never again, to like 4 at a time, like every month. Like, obviously, I'm exaggerating some of this, right? So I don't need like a medical professional here to be like, oh my God, you're so wrong. You're giving false information. Fuck you. Listen to everything else I had to say first and then come back. But let's not act like we don't know that our childhood immunizations have like gone from, God, I don't even know. There's a picture that shows like what was had 10, 15, 20 years ago versus what's had now. And there's like an ungodly amount of 60 something, 40 something, I don't know, vaccines by the time a kid hits like 15 or some shit, I don't know. That's not good. To say that that doesn't cause injury to a child, people say, oh, vaccines don't cause autism. Yes, the fuck they do. They cause some, they've done some damage, they play a part in why this kid's brain is now stuck on what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck. The brain is stuck on what the fuck. Why? Because some foreign fucking metal agent is generally in their nervous system, has disrupted their endocrine system. And now the brain's doing what the brain is trained to do, to try to fight. There are treatments, there are things available. And sometimes we as parents just become lifelong caretakers for those children. And that's just what the job entails. I will always go on record and say that I'm sure my son's diabetes is 100% related to an early childhood vaccine that I allowed. Kids don't just get shit like that. It doesn't just happen. The number of childhood allergies, the number of infantile allergies, the number of rashes and skin disorders, the number of children on mood-altering substances, the number of children with behavioral issues, the number of children who have cognitive delays. I mean, obviously these things have always been around, right? But in the volumes in which they are today, we're talking about more than, tripled. And it is what it is, right? A lot of these things you can't do nothing about. A lot of these chemicals in these vaccines, once they go in, they're in. But there are treatments. There are things you can do. I would highly encourage you to get involved with vaccine injury groups and just start learning. It is never too late. You can always remove metals from the brain. You can't remove them all. There's ways you can detox the site for a shot and shit like that. I mean, there's things that you can do, but education is necessary. And that's why I'm doing this whole video. So stop denying parents who need financial compensation because now a parent can't work. Now a parent can't hold a job because now a parent has become a 24/7 nurse for a child that just went and got their vaccines. And within 12 months, was no longer the kid that they took to get vaccines. What happened? There's a direct correlation. I mean, we were all taught this in school, but those parents can't sue. You can't sue any vaccine maker at all for injury. Go look up the Gardasil injuries. I hashtag protect your family. Look it up. There's dozens and 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 dozens of information and stories and documentaries and common denominators that all point to vaccines. So stop denying parents. When the government funds research for non-toxic treatments for cancer, oh, they won't do that. I don't know if any of y'all's parents' insurance companies or your own insurance companies have ever paid for alternative treatment for, let's say, cancer diagnosis. They probably don't. Why? There's so many things that we could use. No, oils may not save the world, and oils may not cause, may not, make cancer go away, but Jesus Christ, there's a lot of things that are put on this earth, created by the all-knowing being of whoever, whatever, whoever that may be, that can help. But so does the elimination of all the other things I've also just mentioned. Fund research for non-toxic treatment for cancer. They won't. Holistic stuff. If you can't get holistic coverage, neuropathic coverage, you just can't. But it's out there. That's the first place I go. When our government stops allowing our water supply to be contaminated with neurotoxins and carcinogens, neurotoxins, neuro brain, neurological system, neuro. When the government when the government stops allowing our water supply to be contaminated with neurotoxins and carcinogens, so they're putting shit that fucks our brains up, dementia, autism, uh, different types of spectrum disorders, mood disorders, man, you name it, weakening of the immune system, lesions on the brain. I mean, we just go on and on and on and on and on. Neurotoxins and carcinogens into our water. My water, my tap water, which we don't touch. If you take a glass of tap water from my house, Round Rock, Texas, it smells like a fucking swimming pool. We give the dog water out of the fucking Pro Pier. Shout out, Michelle. Appreciate you. We don't drink out the tap. We don't drink bottled water much either, unless it's like a road trip situation and we haven't packed our waters. But our water tastes like pool water. Would you just go drink pool? Like go to go to a pool and just fill up some jugs and drink that? Oh, we gotta clean the water. There's got to be another way, man. I don't know, but that in our water can't be good. Every day, every day, every day, every day, all day, every day, all day, every day, all day. Stops allowing our water supply to be contaminated with neurotoxins and carcinogens. Our FDA, our WHO, our CDC, our water testers of America, all those people, they know, but they don't drink that water. Almost done. When the government bans pharmaceutical companies from donating to our politicians, that is the drug dealer dealing to the city manager. That is the drug dealer dealing to the sheriff. That is the drug dealer dealing to the judge. That is the drug dealer dealing to the police. That is the drug dealer dealing to the lawyers. That is the drug dealer dealing to the jurors. When the government bans pharmaceutical companies from donating to our politicians, drugs are not just crack, heroin, speed, weed. What else? Because the others are pill form. The others are your opiates, your pain pills. The others are your benzos and your barbiturates, your uppers, your downers, your mood stabilizers. The others are your methamphetamine family, your Adderall, your Ritalin, speed. So drugs are not just cocaine on the street and crack in the street and heroin in the street and dirty, 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 terrible drugs. No, fool. Drugs are your doctors. Drugs are your lawyers. Drugs are your physicians. They then get to push the policies for people who use, make, sell, advertise. It is an incestuous relationship. How dare they? How dare our government allow pharmaceutical companies from donating to politicians, passing laws, making legislation? And I think this is the last one. Yep. Oh, that was the last one. Then I might buy into the narrative that they're truly concerned about public health and safety. That's just a few. It's just a few. So, no, it's not just because I decided a couple weeks ago I was going to just, be an anti-vaxxer. They do not have our best interests at heart. They do not. So I would never trust the government. I will never trust the government. I'm raising my children to believe and feel the same way. They're not stupid. They see it. We were just all taught the same shit by the same people who believe the same thing. We can't all wake up at the same time, but damn, some of y'all just laying down in front of the fucking train and letting it mow down you and your whole family. I ain't saying you gotta have the same passions that I have at all. I'm not advocating. I mean, it'd be, I'm gonna tell you what it would be, but small decisions every single fucking day. Literally, small decisions every day. It's one day at a time. If I ain't learned nothing through all my life of growing up in recovery, it is literally one day at a time. It is one meal at a time. It is one decision at a time. It is literally one fucking step at a time. You don't have to change everything overnight because you can't. That's not going to happen. That's an unrealistic expectation. But little by little by little by little, control your dollar. That is the first thing that you have to start to do. And if you've ever been engaged with me in these conversations before with free thinkers or previous groups or just passionate conversations, controlling your dollar is ultimate, because all of these things that I just read off are because we are pawns, because we buy into those systems. We we stay the cattle that they are herding. So control your dollar first of all. Stop giving them their power. Little by little by little, one decision at a time, one meal at a time, one commitment at a time, one fucking day at a time, one step at a time. Collectively, the power, the energy shifts. Do a body detox. I mean, there's lots of information out there. If anything I've said today sparks your curiosity, and I've gotten a few messages, so I will respond to those. I'm willing to talk to people who are willing to do work, but I'm not. I do this on live, so I don't have to do this too many times. I'm not. I'm not here to debate my position at all. So I'm not interested in that. But if you are like, I'm ready and I'm willing to do the work, what do I need to do? I'll talk to you for sure. I don't know what the answer is. I don't have the answer. I'm not tasked with having the answer. I just know that I need to know what I need to know so I can act accordingly within my family and in the life in which I do control, which is very little, but decisions have to be made, right? Complicit behavior is okay for some people because it's comfortable. I'm not knocking that by any means. Unfortunately, that is part of the problem, but that's that's okay. That's reality. It's never going to be a perfect harmony. But there's just so much happening right now that all things deserve being addressed, because a lot of these things all do tie in with each other. And it's important for stuff like this to be said and acknowledged. So I'm going to jump off. I rambled, I don't know, at least a good hour. I hope some of this information was insightful. I hope that it was confirmation for some of y'all. I hope that maybe this explains some things, or I don't know. Like I said, you can hit me up if you like conversations at all, in depth, passionate conversations with open-minded people. You can join me and all my folks over on Free Thinkers every Tuesday night. We will go live tonight about 8:05 p.m. So come join us over on Free Thinkers. Come gain some more knowledge and just hear some perspective about conversations a lot of people won't have, don't have, or afraid to have, or enjoy having, but just don't have nobody to have it with. Join us on Free Thinkers. Otherwise, follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. And yeah, Conversation Rules the Nation.